Generally, if you really want to manifest successfully, or in a way that brings about true happiness, true joy, or um, is to really know who you are first of all. So not to directly dabble in manifestation, but to understand yourself first, which is not often spoken about in the very popular teachings of manifestation. Oftentimes people, when they teach manifestation, because it's very alluring, it's also a good, often used as a business opportunity for somebody to make money of it. So often those people who teach it also don't really know themselves either, haven't gone that far yet, however are very confident at speaking about it. And of course you will see results. Of course you can manifest the physical nature of what you want. You may have wanted that relationship with a certain kind of person, and that person may eventually appear in your life, and initially may bring you great happiness. However, there will also be, if you haven't really understood your own emotions and feelings towards that which you desire, you will also tend to experience that too. Your certain fears may arise within you, and you may experience loss or lack of control, and and also in other things that you may want to desire, like or wish to manifest, like an object, a material object. Say you wanted something like a computer or a vehicle or a house, eventually you'll get this, and it'll come to you, and you may be expecting it to be of a certain, to bring you a certain happiness and fulfill your life, and it may do that for a temporary time, but however, the sense of dissatisfaction and emptiness that may have sought those things in the first place may also come to the fore as well in your experience of that object. So this points to knowing yourself first and becoming present, that knowing of yourself, and I have discussed it in previous recordings about self-realization and also enlightenment. So knowing yourself is so critical to the art of manifestation, because in knowing yourself beyond the physical dimension of who you are, in understanding that you're not primarily the forms of the world, but you are the experience of the world, the one that observes the forms. So you're not, therefore you can begin to see and identify with yourself beyond those forms. So that separation is very important, because that means that you're no longer attached to the outcomes of the manifestation. And therefore, without that expectation, you cannot experience the disappointment of it, because you're not attached to the outcome. See, that is very crucial to understand that, because it means that when you visualize what it is that you want, there's none of these negative thoughts that come in telling you that you're not going to attain it, or you may have some fear associated with it. Like you may have wanted a lot of money, but whenever you think about money, you think of the lack of it in your life, and therefore when you ask for it, you see yourself without it, and you see yourself as asking for it from somewhere, and in a sense you have the mindset of a beggar or someone who lacks it. So the key principle here is to go beyond that sense of lacking something in your life. Now you might say, well, the lack is the reason why I want something in the first place. Well, then there is the problem itself, is that it's based out of a sense of lacking something. So to really manifest in a successful way, you have to go beyond that lack within yourself first. So that means to know yourself beyond your form, identity, to know yourself as something that is formless, something that is immutable, undiminishing, doesn't diminish with time, and that is the awareness of who you are. Simply the conscious awareness, the one that perceives all things. So really the first step of manifestation is to come to your senses, not to go daydreaming about things because you get lost there, but to come back to your senses, which means to come back really to your present moment experience. Because within the present moment experience is the only true reality or experience of reality that you have. The rest is mind-made activity, thoughts and impressions, history that you may have, or fears, desires, anxieties that you may have for the future. So all of those are unreality. They are not real experiences, but mind projections. So the idea is to realize and come to your senses. So experience your senses. Experience the body, your breathing, or the energy in your body, the sense of being within your body, the aliveness of your body, the aliveness of the environment around you. This is coming to your senses is also a spiritual awakening, and is also termed enlightenment. It's also self-realization in its pure sense, that you are experiencer of these things, no longer the thought of these things, and you find yourself in the present moment. You're fully immersed in the present moment. You're no longer within a false imaginary identity of who you are, but you're actually experiencing who you are. So that's a very necessary distinction that needs to be made. So when you experience that and you learn to come back to your senses more often, and to come back to self-realization, and to step out of identifying with the forms around you and the thoughts around you. So just see the things as they are, purely as they are. So when you're in that state, you're in a neutral state of existence. You're no longer happy, sad, or full of joy, or laden with the responsibilities or worries, anxieties. All of that becomes irrelevant, and you just become present.